Welcome back, children. Today, I'll be focusing on an important topic of Chapter 1, which is reactions in solutions. A majority of reactions in laboratories are carried out in solutions. Now, what are solutions? Solutions are homogeneous, uniform mixtures of two or more than two components. Generally, the component that is present in the largest quantity is known as the solvent, and the components present in the solution other than solvent in smaller quantities are called solutes. In general, a binary solution consists only of two components. What are they? The solute, which is present in smaller quantity, and the solvent, which is present in larger quantity. So a binary solution consists only of these two components. It is very important to know the amounts of reactants present in the medium, which is usually a solvent, as it indirectly determines the rates of reactions. So finding out the concentration of a solution is an important part of chemistry. Students, I want you all to imagine yourself as a doctor in a hospital ICU, and that you order a nurse for an IV injection of a particular concentration of potassium chloride to be administered to a critical patient with low potassium levels. Do you think that the nursing staff would run to a supply counter and take out an IV bag containing this concentration of potassium chloride? No, not likely. The nurse would take a concentrated stock solution of potassium chloride and inject a certain volume of the same into an IV bag of sterile solution using a syringe. Isn't it? So the nurse must perform a calculation without wasting time. So concentration is important in healthcare. Concentration of solutions is important, okay, because it is critical to use units with certain values to ensure the correct dosage of medications. So it is highly essential for each one of us to have a sound knowledge of concentration units and calculations involving them. Concentration or strength of a solution. What is that? It is the amount of solute present in a given quantity of solvent or solution. And the concentration of a solution can be expressed in a number of ways as follows. Here, I'll be discussing about 4 ways to express the concentration of solutions. We will be studying about more when you move on to +2 level. Okay, so here we will be discussing about mass percent. Mass percent is also called weight percent. Okay, W by W percent. Mole fraction, molarity, and molality. Let's learn what mass percentage is. As the name itself suggests, the percentage of mass of the solute in the solution would be known as its mass percent. Okay, so what's the definition for mass percent? Mass percent of a solute in a solution is the mass of the solute in grams present in 100 grams of the solution. Okay, here we take the mass of the solute in grams, we take the mass of the solution in grams, and we also take the mass of solvent in grams. So all the masses would be expressed in the unit gram. But mass percent has no unit. Okay, now how do we calculate it? The formula for it is that the mass percent is equal to mass of the solute divided by mass of solution into 100. Okay, whenever we mention the word solution, remember that a solution consists of solute and solvent. So mass of solution in denominator means it is the sum of the masses of solute and solvent expressed in grams. Okay, so the formula becomes mass percent is equal to mass of the solute divided by sum of mass of solute and mass of solvent into 100. So this is the first way of expressing the concentration of a solution. Let's solve problem 1.6. A solution is prepared by adding 2 grams of a substance A to 18 grams of water. Calculate the mass percent of solute. Okay, so what is the solute here? It is the substance A. How much is the mass of substance A? It is 2 grams. And what is the solvent in which it is dissolved? It is water. Okay, the solvent B here is water, and what is the mass of water? It is 18 grams. Okay, now how would you calculate the mass percent of A, which is the solute? Using the formula mass of the solute A divided by mass of solution into 100. We know mass of solution is nothing but the sum of masses of solute A and solvent B. Okay, what is the mass of solute? It is 2 gram. And what is the mass of solvent, which is water? It is 18 grams. So substituting all these values in this formula, and when you solve the numericals, you get the answer as 10%. The next way to express concentration is mole fraction. It is represented by the letter X. It is again only a ratio. So what's the definition? Mole fraction of any component in a solution is the ratio of the number of moles of that component to the total number of moles of all the components present in solution. Now, if the number of moles of solute in a solution is large, then the solution is concentrated. If the number of moles of solute in a solution is small, then it is a dilute solution. Now, what's the formula to calculate mole fraction? Mole fraction is equal to number of moles of a component, and the word component means it may be a solute or the solvent. Okay, so it is divided by total number of moles of all the components in the solution. Now, take special note of the last sentence. The sum of mole fractions of all the components in the solution is equal to 1. So, if you add the mole fractions of all the components in a solution, you should get an answer which is equal to 1. Children, let's try to understand how to perform calculations related to mole fraction using this example. If a substance A dissolves in substance B and their number of moles are Na and Nb respectively, then the mole fraction X of A and B are given as. Okay, so how can we calculate the mole fraction of A? Let's do that. Mole fraction of A can also be written as capital X to the subscript A. It is equal to number of moles of A. Number of moles can also be written as small n to the subscript A. Okay, divided by total number of moles of all the components in the solution. Here, in our case, what are the components in the solution? A is dissolved in B. So, our components are A and B. The total number of moles of A and B in the solution. Okay, so how can we write it simply? XA is equal to Na divided by Na plus Nb. Similarly, we can write the expression to calculate mole fraction of B. XB is equal to number of moles of B or Nb divided by total number of moles of A and B in the solution. Okay, you can express it very simply as XB is equal to Nb divided by Na plus Nb. And please note that the answers which you get for XA and XB, if you add them, you should get an answer equal to 1. So XA plus XB should be equal to 1. Only then your calculation is correct. Let's try to understand this concept better by solving an example problem. If a solution of sodium chloride NaCl is prepared by dissolving 250 grams of NaCl in 1500 grams of water, calculate the mole fraction X of NaCl and water. Okay, you are asked to calculate the mole fraction of each of the components, NaCl and water. So how can you write the formula to calculate the mole fraction of NaCl? X NaCl is equal to number of moles of NaCl divided by sum of number of moles of NaCl and water. And for calculating mole fraction of water, X water is equal to number of moles of water divided by sum of number of moles of NaCl and water. Now, in the formula, you find the terms number of moles of NaCl and number of moles of water. So, you have to, in the next step, you have to calculate the number of moles of NaCl and water. What is the formula used to calculate the number of moles? Number of moles is equal to mass of the given substance divided by molar mass. Okay, here again in the formula you encounter another problem. What is that? You do not know what the molar mass of NaCl and water is. Okay, so first of all, let's calculate the molar mass of NaCl and molar mass of water. Okay, here note that it is not molecular mass, it is molar mass. Okay, so molar mass of NaCl is equal to mass of sodium, Na. What is that? It is 23 grams plus mass of chlorine. It is 35.5 grams. If you add both, you get 58.5 grams. This is the molar mass of NaCl. Now, how to calculate the molar mass of water? H2O. Okay, the mass of H2 is 2 grams and the mass of oxygen is 16 grams. So if you add both, you get 18 grams. So this is the molar mass of NaCl and water. Now, you should find out the number of moles of NaCl. How would you do that? A number of moles of NaCl is equal to, you will substitute in the formula. Then the formula becomes mass of NaCl divided by molar mass of NaCl. You know what is the mass of NaCl given to us in the question? It is 250 grams divided by molar mass of NaCl. You just calculated it. What is that? 58.5 grams. If you solve this, you get 4.27 as the number of moles of NaCl. Now what about the number of moles of water? It is equal to mass of water divided by molar mass of water. So what is the mass of water which is given? It is 1500 grams divided by molar mass of water you calculated. What is it? It is equal to 18 grams. If you solve both, you get 83.3. This is the number of moles of water. Now, let's calculate the mole fraction of NaCl. X NaCl is equal to number of moles of NaCl divided by sum of number of moles of NaCl and water. Okay, on substituting the corresponding values of number of moles of NaCl and water and upon solving, you get the answer 0.05. Now, to calculate the second component, that is water, you can either follow the usual method using the usual formula, or you can solve it in a much simpler way using the formula XA plus XB is equal to 1. Okay, now let's see how we solve it in the usual method. X moles of water is equal to number of moles of water divided by sum of number of moles of sodium chloride and water. Upon substituting the corresponding values and on solving it, you get an answer of 0.95 as the mole fraction of water. Now, how can you solve the same thing using XA plus XB is equal to 1? Let's see. X NaCl plus X water is equal to 1. Now you want to calculate the mole fraction of water. You already calculated X NaCl. So you can rearrange this equation and write it as X water is equal to 1 minus X NaCl. On substituting the answer you got for X NaCl 0.05, you get 0.95 as the answer for X water. And just note that whatever method you follow, if you add the answers you got for X NaCl and X water, that is 0.05 plus 0.95, you should always get an answer is equal to 1. Only then your calculation is correct, or else you have done some mistake somewhere. Now, the next two ways of expressing the concentration of a solution are molarity and molality. Okay, molarity is expressed by the symbol capital M. Molality is represented by the symbol small m. Okay, definition for molarity. It is defined as the number of moles of solute in 1 liter of the solution. Molality is defined as the number of moles of solute in 1 kilogram of solvent alone. It is not solution. Please take special note. It is 1 kilogram of solvent. Okay. Now, what's the formula to calculate molarity? It is equal to the number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution expressed in liters. Or there's yet another formula. Molarity is equal to mass of solute in grams per liter divided by molar mass of solute. Okay. Now coming to molality, it is equal to number of moles of solute divided by mass of the solvent in kilogram. The second formula to calculate molality is mass of solute or in grams per kilogram of solvent divided by molar mass of solute. Okay, now you can use the second formula when you encounter problems where you come across the term density. Okay, if you have the term density in the question asked, you can use the second formula. Okay, now 1 molar solution contains 1 mole of solute in 1 liter of the solution, and 1 molar solution contains 1 mole of solute in 1 kilogram of solvent. Molarity is the most commonly used method to express the concentration of solution, while molality is not a commonly used method to express the concentration. It needs more skill to make a molar solution. Okay, it is easier to make a molar solution. Molarity of a solution is temperature dependent. This is because liquids expand or contract with increase or decrease in temperature. So, if the temperature increases or decreases, the volume of the liquid tends to increase or decrease, and as a result, the molarity of a solution also changes. So, it is temperature dependent. Whereas molality of a solution does not change with temperature, since here we express mass in grams. Okay, mass remains unaffected with temperature. So, molality does not change with temperature. It is temperature independent. How to prepare a 1 molar solution of NaCl and how to prepare a 1 molar solution of NaCl. Let's see. We know a 1 molar solution of NaCl contains 1 mole of NaCl dissolved in 1 liter of the solution. So for this, first of all, you should calculate the molar mass of NaCl required. Okay, upon calculation, you find that as equal to 58.5 grams. Now, you use a weighing balance and weigh this amount of NaCl. Okay, you transfer this amount into a flask called volumetric flask. Okay, it is also called a standard flask. And the capacity of this flask taken is 1 liter. You can find a mark on its neck. Okay, that marks that on filling water, when you reach this mark, it means you have reached 1 liter capacity. Okay, now what would you do? You would transfer 58.5 grams of NaCl into volumetric flask, and then you would fill half portion of the flask with water, and then you will shake it vigorously, and you would dissolve all the particles of NaCl completely, that you should be able to see through the solution in the flask. It should be that transparent. Okay. Now, once you have dissolved all of NaCl in half portion of water, you would then add water up to the mark on the flask. Okay, this way you can prepare 1 liter of 1 mole of NaCl. Okay, so the solution that you have prepared is 1 molar solution of NaCl. Now, it is conveniently easier to prepare 1 molar solution. I don't need a flask now. I can just take a beaker, weigh the beaker on a physical balance first, and then add 1 kilogram of water to it. Okay. After taking 1 kilogram of water, I can add 58.5 grams of NaCl, and then on dissolving, I got 1 molar solution of NaCl. So what is 1 molar solution of NaCl? It contains 1 mole of NaCl in 1 kilogram of solvent, which is water. Children, very often we are required to prepare dilute solutions, and these solutions are often prepared by diluting concentrated solutions. These concentrated solutions are also called stock solutions. Now, what is dilution? It is nothing but the process of adding water to a concentrated stock solution to achieve the desired molarity for a particular solution. Upon adding water, the volume of the solution increases, and this results in decrease in the concentration of the solution prepared. Now, dilution related calculations can be performed conveniently using molarity equation or dilution equation. What is that? M1 V1 equal to M2 V2. Here M1V1 stands for the molarity and volume of the original stock solution, and M2V2 stands for the molarity and volume of the solution that we are asked to prepare. Okay, now this formula may be used to make a more dilute solution from a concentrated stock solution. Children, here's a problem related to dilution. Okay, prepare 1 liter of 0.2 molar sodium hydroxide solution from 1 molar solution of NaOH. Okay, here the concentrated solution is 1 molar solution of NaOH. Imagine that you have 1 molar solution of NaOH in a flask. Okay, what is 1 molar solution of NaOH? It contains 1 mole of NaOH in 1 liter of the solution. So imagine that you have a flask of 1 liter, 1 molar solution of NaOH. Okay, now you have to calculate, or you must know how much of the solution you should take out from the flask in order to dilute it and make a 1 liter solution of 0.2 molar NaOH. Okay, what are you asked to calculate? You must calculate the amount of solution that you should withdraw from this flask of 1 molar solution of NaOH in order to prepare a 1 liter solution of 0.2 molar NaOH. Okay, so you would employ the formula M1V1 equal to M2V2. Okay, M1 is the molarity of the original solution or stock solution. What is its value? 1 molar. What is the volume of the stock solution that you have? It is 1 liter, isn't it? 1 molar means 1 mole of solute in 1 liter of solution. Okay, so the volume of original solution is 1 liter, which is 1000 ml. Now the molarity of the dilute solution that you are asked to prepare is 0.2 molar, and you should calculate V2. V2 is the volume that you should take out from the original solution flask in order to dilute it and make a 1 liter solution of 0.2 molar. So you would rearrange the molarity equation as V2 is equal to M1 into V1 divided by M2. Okay, M1 is 1 molar into V1, which is 1000 ml, divided by 0.2 molar. So you get 200 ml. So we need to take 200 ml from the original stock solution. That is, you need to take out 200 ml from the flask containing 1 molar solution of NaOH in order to prepare a 1 liter solution of 0.2 molar NaOH. Let's do problem 1.7. Calculate the molarity of sodium hydroxide in the solution prepared by dissolving its 4 gram in enough water to form 250 ml of the solution. We are asked to calculate the molarity of sodium hydroxide solution that was prepared by dissolving 4 grams of sodium hydroxide in 250 ml of solution. Okay, so what is the formula that you are going to use? We would use molarity is equal to number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution in liters. Do we know the number of moles of sodium hydroxide, which is the solute? No. So we have to calculate it using the formula number of moles of solute equal to mass of the given substance divided by molar mass. Okay, so number of moles of NaOH equal to mass of NaOH divided by molar mass of NaOH. In order to find out the number of moles, you must know the molar mass of sodium hydroxide. Okay, how would you do the calculation of molar mass? You know the mass of sodium is 23 grams plus mass of oxygen is 16 grams plus mass of hydrogen is 1 gram. So if you total it, you get a value of 40 grams. That would be the molar mass of sodium hydroxide. Now mass of sodium hydroxide which is given is 4 grams. If you substitute these values in the formula, you get 0.1 mole as the answer. Okay. Now you would substitute this value in the formula for molarity. Okay. So molarity equal to 0.1 mole divided by 0.250 liters. Okay. Look at the formula. The denominator in the denominator you have volume of the solution expressed in liters. Okay, but the volume that is given to you is in milliliters. So you have to convert it into liters. For conversion purpose, you might refer the box which is given in the bottom right corner. Okay, you can use either the first method, which is the unitary method. Okay, and convert milliliters to liters, or you can convert it straight away. Okay, instead of milli is nothing but 10 power minus 3. So substitute 10 power minus 3 in the place of milli. And what is 10 power minus 3? It is 1 divided by 1000. So 250 divided by 1000 liters gives you 0.250 liters. So substituting the values of 0.1 mole and 0.250 liters in the formula for molarity, you get an answer of 0.4 mole per liter. Okay, mole per liter is nothing but capital M. It is equivalent to capital M. Okay, so the molarity of sodium hydroxide solution prepared by dissolving 4 grams in 250 ml of solution is 0.4 molar. Children, take exercise problem 1.11 as your homework. Okay, what is the concentration of sugar C6H12O6 in mole per liter if its 20 grams are dissolved in enough water to make a final volume up to 2 liters? Okay, so you are asked to find out the concentration of sugar in mole per liter. This means you need to find out the molarity of sugar solution that you are going to prepare by dissolving 20 grams of sugar in 2 liters of solution. Okay, so do this as your homework. Moving on to exercise problem 1.5. Calculate the mass of sodium acetate CH3COONa required to make 500 ml of 0.375 molar aqueous solution. Molar mass of sodium acetate is 82.0245 gram per mole. In this problem, you are not asked to calculate the molarity, isn't it? You are given the molarity of sodium acetate solution. It is 0.375 molar. Okay. What you are asked to calculate is the mass of sodium acetate which you are going to dissolve in 500 ml in order to make 0.375 molar solution. Okay. 0.375 molar aqueous solution means there are 0.375 moles of in 1 liter of the solution. Therefore, number of moles of sodium acetate in 1 liter, that is 1000 ml of the solution is 0.375. Okay, if there are 0.375 moles of sodium acetate in 1000 ml of the solution, then how many moles of sodium acetate would be there in 1 ml of the solution? Okay, let's calculate. Number of moles of sodium acetate in 1 ml of the solution is equal to 0.375 divided by 1000. Okay, this is done by unitary method which I have discussed in explaining problem 1.7. Okay, please go back and refer that. Now, look at the question. You are asked to calculate the mass of sodium acetate to make 500 ml of 0.375 molar solution. So you must know how many moles of sodium acetate would be there in 500 ml of 0.375 molar solution of sodium acetate. Okay. Therefore, number of moles of sodium acetate in 500 ml of the solution is given by 0.375 divided by 1000 into 500. This would give you an answer of 0.1875 moles. Okay. Now, which formula would you prefer to find out the mass of sodium acetate? Would you prefer to use the formula of molarity, or would you use the formula for calculation of number of moles of solute? Which one has the term mass of the given substance? Molarity surely does not have such a term. So you would be using the formula number of moles of solute equal to mass of the given substance divided by molar mass in order to find out the mass of sodium acetate, right? So number of moles of sodium acetate equal to mass of sodium acetate divided by molar mass of sodium acetate. Now, the molar mass of sodium acetate is already given in the question. Okay. we already calculated the number of moles of sodium acetate in 500 ml of solution. Okay, what we are going to calculate is the mass. So we shall rearrange this formula by taking the denominator molar mass of sodium acetate to the left hand side. Okay, so the formula becomes mass of sodium acetate equal to number of moles of sodium acetate into molar mass of sodium acetate. So substituting the values, you get an answer of 15.38 grams. So 15.38 grams of sodium acetate is required to make 500 ml of 0.375 molar solution. Exercise problem 1.6. Calculate the concentration of nitric acid in moles per liter in a sample which has a density 1.41 gram per milliliter and the mass percent of nitric acid in it being 69%. Okay, here in this problem you are asked to calculate the concentration of nitric acid in moles per liter. Moles per liter means molarity. So you are asked to calculate the molarity of nitric acid. Okay. Now, what is molarity? What is its formula? It is equal to number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution in liters. So, in the first step, we must find out the number of moles of solute, that is nitric acid, present in the solution, right? In the question, they have given the mass percent of nitric acid in the solution. What is it? It is equal to 69%. What do you mean by mass percent of nitric acid? It is equal to mass of nitric acid in grams divided by mass of the solution of nitric acid in grams. Okay, then 69% is the mass percent of HNO3, which means there are 69 grams of nitric acid in 100 grams of solution. So in order to calculate the molarity, we must know the number of moles of nitric acid present in this 69 grams of nitric acid. Okay, therefore this is calculated by the formula number of moles of HNO3 is equal to given mass of nitric acid divided by molar mass of nitric acid. Okay, now what's the molar mass of nitric acid? We shall do the calculation in the usual way. Molar mass of nitric acid is equal to 1 gram. Okay, mass of hydrogen is 1 gram, mass of nitrogen is 14 gram, and the mass of 3 atoms of oxygen is given by 3 into 16 gram. When you add these values, you get 63 grams as the mass of 1 mole of nitric acid. Okay, therefore number of moles in 69 grams of nitric acid is equal to 69 divided by 63 grams, which is equal to 1.095 moles. Okay, so there are 1.095 moles of nitric acid in 69 grams of nitric acid. Okay, now the density of nitric acid solution given is 1.41 gram per milliliter in the question. Now look at its unit, it is gram per milliliter. Okay, now the expression for density is equal to mass by volume, isn't it? So 1.41 gram per milliliter means there are 1.41 grams of nitric acid in each ml of the solution. Okay, there are 1.41 gram per grams of nitric acid in each 1 ml of the solution. Okay, so the mass of the nitric acid solution is taken as 100 grams, isn't it? But we must find out the volume of the solution in order to calculate molarity, right? So we shall rearrange the formula of density as volume of 100 grams of nitric acid solution is equal to mass of nitric acid solution divided by density of nitric acid solution. Okay, we took the mass of nitric acid solution as 100 grams. So write that in the numerator divided by density of the nitric acid solution is given as 1.41 gram per milliliter. Okay, on solving we get 70.92 milliliters. Okay, in order to substitute this in the formula for molarity, this has to be converted into liters. Okay, so after converting into liters, you have the answer as 0.07092 liters. Okay, so there are 69 grams of nitric acid in 100 grams of solution. This means there are 1.095 moles of nitric acid in 0.07092 liters of the solution. On substituting the number of moles of nitric acid and volume of the solution in liters in the formula of molarity, we get an answer of 15.44 mole per liter. Okay, mole per liter can also be written as capital M. Okay, molar. So 15.44 molar is the concentration of solution in which there are 69 grams of nitric acid in 100 grams of the solution. Okay, and the density of the solution being 1.41 gram per ml. Exercise problem 1.12. If the density of methanol is 0.793 kilograms per liter, what is its volume needed for making 2.5 liters of its 0.25 molar solution? In this problem, you are asked to calculate the molarity M1 of the concentrated stock solution methanol first. And then you are asked to find out the volume V1 that should be withdrawn from this concentrated stock solution of methanol in order to make a 0.25 molar solution of 2.5 liters. Okay, so we must find out M1 and V1 of the original stock solution of methanol. In the first step, let's find out the molarity M1 of methanol stock solution, right? For this, we must calculate the molar mass of methanol. How do you do that? In methanol, there is one carbon atom. So the mass of that carbon atom is 12 grams. There are 4 hydrogen atoms. So 4 into mass of each hydrogen atom, that is 1 gram. And the mass of oxygen atom is 16 grams. So if you take the sum of these, that adds up to 32 grams. So this is the molar mass of methanol. Now, look at the problem. Okay, you have density is equal to 0.793 into 10 power 3 kilogram. You can write it as 0.793 into 10 power 3 grams. Okay. Now from the value of density given, we can understand that 0.793 into 10 power 3 grams of methanol is present in 1 liter of solution. Now, whenever you find the unit of density expressed in kilogram per liter or gram per liter in the problem, clear? You may use the second formula of molarity to calculate it. Okay, this is for simplicity's sake. You can adopt whichever method which is convenient to you. Now, molarity is given by mass of methanol in grams per liter divided by molar mass of methanol. You know, mass of methanol in grams per liter. According to the value of density given, it is 0.793 into 10 power 3 gram per liter. Okay, we just calculated the molar mass of methanol. We write the value in the denominator. On solving this, you get an answer of 24.78 moles per liter. Now look at the highlighted portion of the formula. Mass of methanol in grams divided by molar mass. Okay, does that ring a bell to you? What is it? It is equal to nothing but the number of moles of methanol. And number of moles of methanol per liter is nothing but molarity of methanol solution. So thus we calculated M1, which is equal to 24.78 molar. Now, moving on to the second step. In this step, we would calculate the volume of the solution V1 that is to be taken from the original stock solution of methanol in order to make a 0.25 molar solution of 2.5 liter volume. We use molarity equation for this purpose, which is M1V1 equal to M2V2. Okay, on rearranging, we get V1 equal to M2V2 divided by M1. We just calculated the value of M1, isn't it? What is it? It is equal to 24.78 molar. On substituting the values of M2 and V2 in the equation of V1, we get the answer 25.22 milliliters. So 25.22 ml should be taken out from the concentrated stock solution of methanol to prepare a 0.25 molar solution of 2.5 liter volume. Exercise problem 1.25. How are 0.50 mole sodium carbonate and 0.50 molar sodium carbonate different? Now, how much is the mass of 0.5 moles of sodium carbonate? we should rearrange the formula number of moles of the substance equal to mass of substance divided by molar mass of substance in order to find out the mass of the substance, which is sodium carbonate. Okay, upon rearranging this formula, it becomes mass of sodium carbonate equal to number of moles of sodium carbonate into molar mass of sodium carbonate. Now we must calculate the molar mass of sodium carbonate in order to substitute it in the formula for calculating the mass of sodium carbonate. Therefore, molar mass of sodium carbonate is calculated in this way. There are 2 atoms of sodium here. So 2 into the mass of sodium is 23. So 2 into 23 plus there is 1 carbon atom. So mass of 1 carbon atom is 12 gram and there are 3 oxygen atoms. So mass of each oxygen atom being 16, you multiply it with 3. On adding the sum of these, you get 105.9 grams and you can round it off to 106 grams. Therefore, molar mass it is nothing but mass of 1 mole of sodium carbonate. It is equal to 106 grams. Therefore, now look at the problem. We must find out the mass of 0.5 moles of sodium carbonate, isn't it? This you would get it by multiplying 106 with 0.5. That makes it 53 grams. Therefore, mass of 0.5 moles of sodium carbonate is 53 grams. Okay, now as per molarity definition, 0.5 molar solution of sodium carbonate would contain 0.5 moles of sodium carbonate in 1 liter of its solution. So, while 0.5 moles of sodium carbonate gives us the mass of sodium carbonate in 0.5 moles, 0.5 molar gives us the number of moles of sodium carbonate that is present in 1 liter of the solution. So, this is the basic difference between 0.5 moles of sodium carbonate and 0.5 molar sodium carbonate. Exercise problem 1.29. Calculate the molarity of a solution of ethanol in water in which the mole fraction of ethanol is 0.040. Assume the density of water to be 1. Okay, in this problem, you are asked to calculate the molarity of ethanol solution. What is the formula of molarity? It is equal to number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution in liters. Therefore, in order to calculate molarity, we must know the number of moles of ethanol present in 1 liter of its solution. Isn't it? Here are given the value of mole fraction of ethanol, which is 0.040. Okay, that is you can write it as X of ethanol. C2H5OH is ethanol. Okay, so X ethanol equal to 0.040. This is given. Now we can find out the mole fraction of water, which is the solvent preferred usually by using the formula mole fraction of water equal to 1 minus mole fraction of ethanol. On substituting the value of mole fraction of ethanol in this formula, we get 1 minus 0.040, which is equal to 0.96. Now we find that the mole fraction of ethanol is 0.040 and the mole fraction of water is greater. How much is it? 0.96. This means if the mole fraction of a solute in a solution is so small than the mole fraction of solvent, then it is a very dilute solution. Hence, we need to find out molarity, that is number of moles of ethanol in 1 liter of solution. But since the solution is so dilute, number of moles of ethanol in 1 liter of the solution is equal to number of moles of water in 1 liter water. Okay, therefore number of moles of water in 1 liter of water, that is NH2O. Okay, number of moles is written as N of H2O. This is equal to given mass of water divided by molar mass of water. Okay, given mass of water, the density of water being 1, it is equal to 1000 grams divided by molar mass of water. It is 18 gram per mole. Okay, on solving this, you get 55.55 mole as the number of moles of water in 1 liter of water. Okay, now let us now find out the number of moles of ethanol through the expression mole fraction of ethanol equal to number of moles of ethanol divided by sum of number of moles of ethanol and water, which is equated to 0.040, which is nothing but the value of mole fraction of ethanol given in the question. Here I have equated the expression for mole fraction of ethanol with the corresponding value. Okay, the value of mole fraction of ethanol is 0.040. Now, number of moles of ethanol divided by number of moles of ethanol plus number of moles of water, that is 55.5, is equal to 0.040. In the next step, I have taken the terms in the denominator on the left hand side to the right hand side. Okay, so that becomes 0.040 into number of moles of ethanol plus 55.55. And if you multiply 0.040 with the two terms inside the bracket, you get 0.040 into ethanol plus 2.222. This you obtained by multiplying 55.55 with 0.040. Okay. In the next step, I took the number of moles of ethanol term from the left hand side to the denominator of the two terms on the right hand side. So that becomes 1 is equal to 0.040 into number of moles of ethanol divided by number of moles of ethanol plus 2.222 divided by number of moles of ethanol. Okay. On striking of similar terms on the numerator and the denominator, the equation becomes 1 equal to 0.040 plus 2.222 divided by number of moles of ethanol. Okay, in the next step, I am taking the number terms to one side, that is to the left hand side. Okay, so that becomes 1 minus 0.040 equal to 2.222 divided by number of moles of ethanol. Okay, finally, on rearranging the expression and on doing the calculation, I get the value of number of moles of ethanol to be equal to 2.314 moles. Therefore, molarity is equal to number of moles of ethanol divided by volume of solution in 1 liters. Okay, we just calculated the number of moles of ethanol. On substituting the value of moles and volume, we get 2.314 mole per liter. Okay, that is 2.31 molar solution. Okay, this is the answer. So far we were dealing with problems related to molarity. Okay, now let's look at problems related to molality. Now it's time to solve problems on molality. What is the formula of molality? It is equal to the number of moles of solute divided by mass of the solvent in kilograms. Okay, now here I have drawn a triangle. In this triangle, the horizontal line represents division and the vertical line represents multiplication. Using this triangle, you can do calculations related to molality very easily, and you always arrive at the right formula that is to be used depending on what has been asked in the question. So, whatever you are asked to calculate, you should cover that portion. For example, if you are asked to calculate molality, then look at the triangle here. You must cover M. Okay, M stands for molality, kg stands for mass of the solvent in kilogram, and mole stands for number of moles of the solute. Okay, so if you are asked to calculate the molality, then you must cover M with your hand. Okay, so the rest of the portion of the triangle gives you the formula. That would be equal to number of moles of solute divided by kg stands for mass of the solvent in kilogram. Now if you are asked to calculate the mass of the solvent in kilogram, you should cover kg with your hand so that you would arrive at the formula for calculating mass of the solvent in kilograms, and that would be equal to number of moles of solute divided by molality. If you are asked to calculate the moles of solute, then you would cover mole with your hand and your formula would be equal to molality into mass of the solvent in kilogram. Now let's try to do problem 1.8. The question is, the density of 3 molar solution of NaCl is 1.25 gram per milliliter. Calculate the molality of the solution. So you are asked to calculate the molality of 3 molar solution of NaCl. So what is the formula for molality? It is equal to, look at the triangle, it is equal to MOL divided by kg. What does it stand for? Number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kilogram. Okay, so we must know two things. Firstly, we must know the number of moles of solute in 3 molar solution of NaCl. So we know 1 molar solution contains 1 mole of solute in 1 liter of its solution. Similarly, 3 moles of NaCl would contain 3 moles of NaCl in 1 liter of its solution. Therefore, number of moles of solute in 3 molar solution of NaCl is equal to 3. Secondly, we must know the mass of the solvent in kilogram. We know a solution of sodium chloride contains the solute, which is NaCl, and the solvent water. So in order to calculate the mass of the solvent, that is water, we must calculate the mass of the solute, that is sodium chloride, in 3 molar solution, and the mass of the sodium chloride solution. Hence, let us calculate the mass of NaCl in 3 molar solution, or in other words, let us calculate the mass of 3 moles of NaCl in 1 liter of the solution. Now, what is the molar mass of NaCl? Mass of sodium is 23 grams and mass of chlorine is 35.5 grams. So, in total, it would be equal to 53.5 grams. This means mass of 1 mole of NaCl is equal to 58.5 grams. A 3 molar solution of NaCl contains 3 moles of NaCl in 1 liter of the solution. Therefore, mass of 3 moles of NaCl would be obtained by multiplying 58.5 with 3. So that makes it 175.5 grams. Thus, we calculated the mass of the solute, that is NaCl, and it is found to be equal to 175.5 grams. Now, let us calculate the mass of sodium chloride solution. Look at the question. They have given the density of sodium chloride solution. It is equal to 1.25 grams per milliliter. This means we know the expression for density, it is equal to mass by volume, isn't it? So 1.25 gram per milliliter means there is 1.25 grams of NaCl in each ml of sodium chloride solution. That is, mass of 1 ml of 3 molar solution of NaCl is equal to 1.25 grams. Therefore, mass of 1000 ml of 3 molar solution of NaCl would be 1.25 into 1000, which would give you 1250 grams. Okay, why do you find out the mass of 1000 ml of 3 molar solution of NaCl? Because here the solvent is water, isn't it? So for water, it is almost equal. Okay, 1 kilogram is nothing but 1000 grams. 1000 grams of water is equal to 1000 ml. Okay, this is only for water. If you take some other solvent, this would be different. Okay, now we know the mass of the solute NaCl and the mass of the solution. Okay, now let's calculate the mass of the solvent. This can be obtained by subtracting mass of the solute from mass of the solution. Okay, we have calculated the values for both. Okay, so what do you get? You subtract 175.5 from 1250, for which you get 1074.5 grams. Okay, you need to represent it in kilograms. Only then you can substitute this value in the formula of molality. Okay, in the denominator, the mass of the solvent is expressed in kilograms. So we need to convert grams into kilograms. So on converting, you get an answer of 1.0745 kilograms. Formula of molality is equal to number of moles of solute divided by mass of the solvent in kilogram. There are 3 moles of NaCl in 3 molar solution. Okay, so you write 3 moles in the numerator divided by mass of the solvent in kilograms that we calculated, which is 1.074 kilograms. On solving this, you get a value of 2.79 mole per kilogram. This is again equal to small m. Okay, molal. This means 2.79 molal. Okay, this is the answer. Exercise problem 1.17. This is a totally different problem. Okay, a sample of drinking water was found to be severely contaminated with chloroform, CHCl3, supposed to be a carcinogen. The level of contamination was 15 parts per million by mass. Express this in % by mass and determine the molality of chloroform in the water sample. So let's deal with the first question asked. 15 parts per million chloroform means that there are 15 parts of chloroform in 1 million. 1 million is nothing but 10 power 6 parts of sample, drinking water sample. Okay. Now, 1 parts per million chloroform is equivalent to 1 part of chloroform out of 10 power 6 parts of water sample. Okay. Now we are asked to express 15 parts per million, which is the concentration of chloroform or solute in the water sample in terms of mass %. Okay, that is we must consider mass of chloroform as 15 grams and the mass of solution in which chloroform is present as 10 power 6 grams. Then we can calculate the mass % of chloroform, isn't it? This is equal to mass of chloroform divided by mass of solution into 100. Okay. Now, mass of chloroform is 15 grams divided by mass of solution is 10 power 6 grams into 100. This gives you a value of 1.5 into 10 power minus 3% as the mass %. Okay. So, 1.5 into 10 power minus 3% means 100 grams of drinking water sample contains 1.5 into 10 power minus 3 grams of chloroform. We move on to the second question asked in the problem. We need to calculate the molality of chloroform dissolved in the water sample. So, what is the formula? Molality is equal to number of moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kilogram. For this, we must find out the number of moles of chloroform using the formula given mass of chloroform by molar mass of chloroform. So, let's calculate molar mass of chloroform first. It is given by the sum of the masses of carbon, hydrogen and the 3 chlorine atoms, and this adds up to a value of 119.5 gram per mole. Since we considered the amount of chloroform present in water sample in mass %, we found that 100 grams of drinking water sample contain 1.5 into 10 power minus 3 grams of chloroform. Then 1000 grams, that is 1 kilogram of drinking water sample would contain how much gram of chloroform? This was calculated by unitary method and found to be equal to 1.5 into 10 power minus 2 grams of chloroform. Now we calculate the number of moles of chloroform. We substitute 1.5 into 10 power minus 2 grams as the mass of chloroform in the formula. Okay, formula which is number of moles of chloroform is equal to given mass of chloroform by molar mass of chloroform. Okay, we substitute the molar mass of chloroform. On solving this, we get 0.0125 into 10 power minus 2 moles. Since this is the number of moles present in 1 kilogram of the sample, it is also equal to molality. Okay, we know what is molality. Molality is the number of moles present in mass of the solvent in kilograms. Okay, so whatever be the number of moles present in 1 kilogram of the sample, it is equal to molality. So you can straight away write it as 0.0125 into 10 power minus 2 molal. Or there is an alternate method to do the same calculation. We can use the second formula of molality for this purpose. What is the formula? It is equal to mass of solute in grams per kilogram of solvent divided by molar mass of solute. Okay, so molality is equal to mass of solute in grams per kilogram of solvent is calculated as 1.5 into 10 power minus 2 grams. Okay, per kilogram of solvent divided by molar mass is calculated. What is it? 119.5 gram per mole. On solving, you get a value of 0.0125 into 10 power minus 2 molar straight away. Okay, you can use any method. Okay, whichever is easier for you, you can use that method to calculate the molality in such questions.